Talked a couple weeks ago, you were doing an interview and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven, but I've made life a lot better for a lot of people.
Shalom. First off, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and salutations to the hopeful elect. It's out here pushing this truth in the honesty and sincerity across four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Brother Yaramla coming at you with a quick video through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, is edifying and uplifting. And mainly I want to be speaking on how Trump said, he's not going to heaven, man. Which he will be there, but he's going to be in captivity. In heaven is something that play out here on earth. There's many different levels of heaven. You got the heavens as in, the sky, the firmament. You got, people consider, the spiritual realm, heaven. All right. And heaven is condition played out on earth as being, able to live out life the way you please and to be so-called free. All right. Such as these elites, such as Trump, he was the president. This is the second time being president. So he feel, like he in heaven, he free. Like he said in the video, him being on that plane or, him, traveling, living life, he's in heaven already, in which he is. All right, he's rich, he got a lot of money. So he pretty much is in his heaven, him being an Edomite. And what we believe, he's Nero, call him Nero Trump. So, hey, he coming back in his light, living out in his kingdom. All right, but real soon he gonna be in chains. All right, so Revelation chapter 13. Verse 10 says, he that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So his people, through his lineage, he led our people into captivity. So he gonna go into captivity. And he ultimately hate Jake. He set up ICE. These devils, these elites, these tiny tops are allowing Trump to issue and bring in Jacob's trouble, which we've been warning our people about for years, warning the world about for years. So it's like so we've been giving that warning out for years, and now it's finally coming to pass, man. It's coming into play. All right. So let me get I can get Isaiah. What is it? Isaiah. Let me just look it up. All right. Oh yeah, 14. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So you got to prepare slaughter for the iniquity. Prepare slaughter for their children, their descendants, for the iniquity of their fathers. So, Nero Trump, he's ultimately a descendant of his forefather, going back to the Idumeans in Rome. Nero, he's a descendant of them, but ultimately, he's one of his forefathers coming back through the regeneration, if you're able to understand that. So many of us are our forefathers coming back through the regeneration. All right, and through the spirit, man, Trump know that. Best believe, man, they know all that. They know he's Nero, Lord went through the spirit. They know he go back to one of them ancient emperors of old. All right, they know this, man. You know, like we say, the main ones that really know what's going on are the elites and the elect, man. The elites and the elect really know what's really at play here, man. Jacob and Esau, man. We the ones that really know what's at stake, and you know what's not really nothing at stake, because the W is already won. But these devils know what's at stake. They know that their kingdom is hanging in the balance and it's about to go down, man. These devils know that. All right. So let me get Ezekiel 35. These devils know they going down, man. All right, so at the top, so this is Ezekiel chapter 35. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So we're prophesying against Mount Seir, against Esau Edom, that he's going down, man. So Trump can say all this, you know, thinking that he gonna bring America back and all these different things, but the Lord gonna destroy this place. All right, verse 3 says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. So we telling you that the Lord gonna make this place desolate. All right, going back to Isaiah 13, you know, the Lord gonna make this place to a desert. All right, we giving that warning what the Lord gonna do, but the pride of this devil, the pride of, you know, Trump, you know, not only Trump, but all these Idumeans, most of these Idumeans and Edomites, they got great pride. They don't believe this place gonna be destroyed. All right, they think that, oh, you know, this place gonna last forever. All right, they exalt themselves as the eagle. They think they never gonna fall. All right, verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So our iniquity had an end. You know, we're coming up to the end of our iniquity. All right, we serve our captivity, we serve our punishment, so now it's over. But he's like Pharaoh, he's not gonna let us go. All right, because he got a perpetual hatred against the tribes, man. So this devil gonna come down with it. You know, Revelation 12:12 gonna come down with great wrath, because his time is short. And he mainly gonna come down on the tribes first and foremost, before he come down to the rest of the people in this land. But he mainly gonna come out to the tribes, because we're the main ones that they want to get rid of. All right, these tiny tots call all of us goyim, but they really want to take out Jake, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They had a perpetual hatred against us, man. They using these lesser devils to come at us, because these tiny tops not gonna come at us directly, man. Because they so-called don't want to have the blood on their hands, man. The top tribe of Edom, they don't want the blood on their hands. So Amalek, it's already on their hands by proxy of you setting all this up behind the scenes. So, you know, you just as guilty. You know, they just trying to find a way out to keep their kingdom, man. But no. All right, so they got a perpetual hatred against us, man. The time that our iniquity had an end. All right, so our iniquity had an end right now. You know, the curses is falling upon our enemies, and the curses is kind of easing up off of Jake, mainly the Jake men. All right, so verse 6 says, therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right, so blood gonna pursue the nation of Edom, man, because they love blood. They haven't hated it, so it's gonna pursue them. All right, the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah. All right, it says in Isaiah, you know, the Lord have a sacrifice that he have made in Bozrah, man. You know, and Bozrah was a place where of Esau Edom, so this is modern day Bozrah. So the Lord is going to slaughter this place with a great destruction, man. So, amen. So Trump, knowing the spirit, he ain't going in heaven. Well, not going to live it up in heaven, in the kingdom. He going to be in chains in the kingdom, man. And each brother, Lord willing, hey, brother's going to be passing them around as a servant, man, as a slave. All right, all these founding fathers of this nation, man, we're going to be passing them around, man. Basically, hey, man, you know, let me hold, you know, Nero, let me hold him as for a while for a slave. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm speaking as a man. But hey, the Lord willing is edifying. With that being said, shalom.